Welcome back to Good Morning LaLa. We are so honored to have Natalie Miles, who's a spiritual guide, mentor, and she's going to teach us how to have a spiritual upgrade, right?
Yeah, I am. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks. So lovely to meet you.
So what does that mean exactly? What is a spiritual upgrade?
So it's really interesting. The name was given to me by Spirit. So when I was choosing a name for my business, they were like, it's all about upgrade, because we have technology, like there's upgrades all around us. So Spirit were like, well, you can use Spirit to have this spiritual upgrade in your life so that you can get more connected and use your own intuition, because we all have the power to connect to our own intuition and our spirit guides.
So when did you develop this power to connect to your spirit guides? I mean, were you always connected?
So I grew up intuitive. So I grew up as psychic, but just it wasn't. I embraced it, but it wasn't what was my sole goal. I used the skills during my life, but as always with boyfriends and school, and you just forget about these things. But it was when I kind of grew and realized that this was part of me and that I really needed to develop it.
So what was that crossroads for you?
That's a really good point. It was when I first moved to Vancouver. So I was from the UK, from London, and then I moved to Vancouver, and it was when I was taken out of my my safe place. So when I didn't have my friends, I didn't have my family, I felt lost, and I was like, what am I going to do? So it was my guides. I was brought back into that place that I already had within me, and it was like, you got this.
So fascinating. You know, back to the upgrade thing. It's really fascinating because I too, am a doctor. I've had a lot of experiences in the ethereal realm. And for me, I believe that there's this ethereal thing, but it's also the upgrade of the DNA. What do you think about that? I mean, you're considered like you were a psychic child, right? So like you probably didn't care about what it was doing to your DNA, but what do you think about that, like scientifically?
I love that. That's an awesome question. I really believe that we are all upgrading, and our DNA does get shifted and changed as we connect to our guides. I'm a big believer that we all come in intuitive, but as we upgrade and as we change and as we develop, that's going to change our DNA and what our genetic makeup is. Yeah, 100%. Mm-hmm.
So you're telling me if I get in touch with my spirit guides, that's going to make me a healthier person?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
100%. It brings in abundance. It brings in being connected to yourself and being connected to your guides brings in abundance on all levels, relationships, love, you name it, money.
For people who are watching and who don't understand what a spirit guide is, how would you describe that?
I describe them as our cheerleader team in spirit. So we have this team of people, these guides behind us that are here to help us. And when we connect with them, they show up and we get signs, we get messages, and everything just slots into place.
How can I connect? I want to connect.
Yes.
How do you connect?
It's so easy, because what happens is that we have these spirit guides and they're shy. If you haven't been working with them for a while, they'll stand in the wings. The minute you ask them to step forward and say, hey, I want to work with you, I want to receive the messages, ask them to step forward. That's the first thing. And then the next thing you can do is ask for a sign. So pick something. Say, I want to know you're around when I see an owl or I see a butterfly. You'll be really surprised about what will show up, and they will start showing up.
Can you pick the wrong thing?
No.
Because I don't want to tell my spirit guide, by the way, spirit guide, if you're watching, don't be shy. I want to meet you. And if you don't like butterflies, would you rather be a dove? I mean, I don't know.
It's all about trust. So you have to trust your own intuition. Like, we all have it. Like, we all have it. You just need to trust. And so whatever you decide, that's it. Like, trust it. So if you pick a butterfly, the guides know it's a butterfly.
It's a butterfly, guides.
Do they only send positive signs, or do they sometimes send negative signs? That's always been a point of contention for me.
Oh, yeah, like a warning.
Interesting. I always use the phrase, vibes don't lie. If something feels off, it is. It's about listening to that gut instinct, because it's not just all about visual signs, it's about how it feels. So if you feel you walk into a party and you're like, oh, I need to stay away from that person, trust it.
So what's the process? So like when I work with a client, it's about basically clearing out their subconscious, because as you release the limiting beliefs, everything gets turned on automatically. It's hard to like teach enlightenment. You have to experience it. What is the process that you take your clients through?
That's a great question. For me, it is all about healing. So my sessions are about healing. It's not just I'm here to give you messages, tell you your future. It's about removing the blocks, looking at the subconscious and being like, you know that thing that happened when you were 12. Like the spirit will give me what the block is and will take me back to that place, and we will share that and then work through that together, because it is about getting to the root cause so that you can bring in the abundance and what you're truly here to do on this planet.
So you as a psychic child have the ability to tap into my spirit guides, not just yours.
Yes. So what I do is I channel your spirit guides. So I get to, it's like they're having a conversation. So my guides connect with your guides, and they basically like, hey, this is where she's at today. This is what she needs to change. Like, this is what the future is. These are the blocks. And yeah, they chat and have a conversation.
Do you ever have to turn that off?
Yes.
I mean, how do you do that? Because it seems like it'd be overwhelming.
Yeah, it's I also use my guides to protect and ground me, and I do have to switch off and say, I'm not working, I'm just Nat now. Can we, otherwise it is. I walk around and I'll just be hearing things or receiving messages. So it is really important to switch off.
But there are a lot of like stereotypes
Yes, there
about
are.
this. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, there are a lot of stereotypes, but that's my mission and my goal is to break down those stereotypes, because this is an amazing gift that everyone has, and it is about making it modern. It is about making it accessible, and for people to realize it's not about old ladies with bad smelling incense and crystal balls, because it's not about that. It's about healing. It's about getting connected to yourself and your own intuition.
And it's beyond religion too. I think that's a big hang up for a lot of people, is they feel like they're going to be going against their religion or their Christianity if they're getting in touch with something like a spirit guide.
So I'm curious to know what you think, Lo, about so as I teach science, like the science of mind and moving energy and everything, and I struggled a lot with entities, with my spirit guides, because I thought, if we're just energy and then we have these spirit guides, I was like so confused about it, right? So I'm curious to know what you think, because I feel like it's like actually you become so conscious in over many lifetimes that you don't need a body anymore to basically manifest, to do whatever you need to do. Is that how you see an entity? What do you see about? How do you view it?
Yeah, so we all have had many lives. So past lives are real, past lives exist. We've had many lives where we've come in. The body is a beautiful vessel that is part of that spiritual journey. We've all chosen to have a human plane, a human existence this time around, and it is all about like how we can work with this body to learn what we need to do on this planet.
How important is it to know what your past life was?
I do past life regressions with people. It is really amazing because people have hang-ups, fears, and when they realize that it's connected to their past lives, it's transformational, because it breaks the block, it breaks it has a huge impact when they realize, oh, so that's why I'm scared of heights, or that's why I keep attracting the same partner, because I've had this experience in a past life. So yeah, it's a real game changer.
Is that why then we're kind of put on this mission to keep learning those lessons? If we didn't learn that in a past life, we're kind of cursed to learn it in this one?
Yeah, it will keep repeating. So the patterns will keep repeating. You'll also, like your family and your friends, you will have had past lives with them before. So you all come back as, different sexes, different parts of the family, and you will all get back connected to each other. Yeah. Which is why when you meet a friend, sometimes you're like, oh my God, I know you. Where do I know you from? It's because you've been together in a past life.
For sure.
Yeah.
So can I get a list of the lessons I need to learn right now?
Wouldn't that be easy?
I'm gonna do it right now. Yeah.
Right? Tell me what I need to know.
Exactly.
Yeah, I want to get it right in this life right now.
Totally.
Right.
Totally.
Yeah.
How can you tell the difference between fear, which sometimes is just mind created, right? And like a warning from your spiritual guides? Because I think that's a big hang up for people. Like they're like, well, I don't know if this is something that I'm creating myself, or if my spiritual guides are giving me a sense of something I should avoid. So is there a way to tap into your intuition in a way that you can make that discernment?
Yeah, definitely. It is all about creating space. So a lot of the times the decisions that get made through fear is when we're feeling anxious, we're feeling stressed, we're on the go, we've got to make that thing happen, it has to be done like ASAP. But it's when we really kind of pause, reflect, take that moment and be, how I describe it is, you have to really breathe it into your heart center. So say you've got a question, do I do this or not? What you do is you wrap that question in white light, bring it right into your heart center, and are like, does this feel right? What does this feel right? And then you're going to really get a clear understanding on whether you should move forward with it or not.
And when it feels right, what does that feel like?
It's just a hell yes. You know, when your whole body just lights up, you feel it's connected, you feel it's like the thing you need to do, versus that, oh, I'm not sure, where it feels, you know, it feels cold. For me, when I connect with my spirit guides and it's a yes, I get tingles. So I get tingles, they run all the way up my body, and I'm like, okay, it's a yes. And when it's a no, it's, you know, it's very clear, it's a no.
So true. We're a little out of time. I could talk with you all day. And I do think it's fascinating, because for me, the truth is, whenever, you know, listen to people who clearly have experience, they have gifts, whatever it is, but there's a common denominator. The truth is the same, right? These things stream through, and it can't be the same for everybody randomly, right? So the truth is the truth. But just want to say thank you so much for all your divine work, and it's really important to get this language as common language. Just, it's not a big deal.
No.
You know, this is just the reality of this place, right?
Thank you. Yeah, and everyone can access it, so it's a powerful tool.
And where can they find you?
You guys can find me at natalie-miles.com. Yeah, natalie-miles.com at the Spirit Upgrade.
And she's got a great new program, Get Guided. Be sure to check her out. We'll be back on more Good Morning LaLa, and stay tuned.